Again, we're back.
Hey
Hello,
guys.
guys.
Well, in the last part, we did fuck all. And now we're going to do something.
Right. I'm all in favour of this. Of this doing of things.
Give us a recap. What happened?
Last time, we went to see Futamime, and he said, I knew you were going to do that.
Right.
Then we saw the Psycho mannequin, and he was like, fuck you.
Yep. Skin of mannequins.
Yeah.
And then we went to see Hajiri, and he was like, I found a way into the Thingamadoogle. And now we're going to the Thingamadoogle.
Right.
The Thingamadoogle is where Hajiri's doomsday device is.
Done.
Doomsday device.
Yeah.
Hang on, didn't we already see a doomsday device, or is it a different doomsday device?
It's the doomsday device which does doomsday thing. Anyway, in the 6, the 9 orders, and what the hell is happening at the bottom of the screen? That's probably not going to come back on the playback, but fuck it, we'll keep going. The power
So basically, these are angels who had fallen from grace.
Yes. Well, they are angels. They're part of the 6 or 7 seraph.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, they're just angels in this game. Just deal with it.
I thought it was like the angels were demons at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, they're the divine class of demons.
Yeah.
Ah.
But demon, the Japanese word for demon means something a little bit different.
Yeah.
I love how you decided to completely avoid the big pillar of death, Matt.
Well, it's a big pit of death, to be fair.
It's probably sensible to
I was
avoid
just
it.
going to say, one of the things that this area looks quite interesting is what area of Japan is this?
None. This was created in the conception world.
Okay.
So this is the one that this is basically the first dungeon in the game that wasn't from the previous
So it's an
world.
actual original area.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Oh.
yeah.
That's...
Yay.
What the hell did you just get?
Tonight.
So
Anyway.
on a completely unrelated topic,
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
they released a new picture of the new Batman. They say what the
Oh,
what
yeah.
it actually looks like. What do you think?
Yeah, the new Batman costume. Well, the new bat symbol looks like a morbidly obese bat.
Yeah.
It looks it's the thickest bat symbol I've ever seen.
But
Also,
they
the
don't-
costume has veins on it, which is
What?
which is almost like a step above having a bat costume with nipples on it. I'm not impressed, I have
Are
to
you
say.
sure it's veins? I was under the impression more that they were like cuts and scuff
No,
marks.
it's got like vein marks on it.
Oh, I was under the impression they were like cuffs or scuff.
I don't think so.
Maybe it's from him straining so much to try and turn his head.
But he looks. He kind of looks. like Frank Miller.
but I can't turn my head more than 45 degrees.
He kind of looks like the Frank Miller version of Batman.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that comic book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Dark Knight Returns.
Which was good. Then it was Dark Knight Strikes Back, which was shit.
Yeah. And then Frank Miller went crazy.
Like, all of you guys...
He wrote the immortal line, "Who do you think I am? I'm the goddamn Batman."
I didn't know that was him.
I've
Yeah,
read
that was
comic.
him.
I've read that comic. Yeah.
Because all you guys have read comics.
Are you retarded or something? Like, that's the point where Batman actually asks Robin if he's retarded.
Yeah.
The Kanku Tengu is a member of the small and more magnificent.
They're giant walking crows.
They're evil.
They're evil crows.
Kill it with fire!
Okay. What are you saying, Steve?
I was saying, you guys have all read comic books. I really haven't kind of
You
touched
should.
comic books.
Yeah.
You
You
should.
should, yeah.
Although
It's a
I
really
introduced
good
you to
one.
Watchmen, which I hear you enjoy.
Yeah, oh yeah, I so I watched Watchmen the other night, I mean the movie version,
Yeah.
after reading the book, and yeah, it was, the only thing is I kind of, after reading the book, I kind of questioned somewhat, was it Rorschach, that's it, Rorschach's mask being animated.
Yeah.
Well, it kind of should have been. I don't really have a problem with that because it does change
Yeah.
in the comic book.
It's sort of established that it's this weird material that Dr. Manhattan's just made.
Fair enough. Yeah, because I just love the bit where he kind of pulls the mask down and goes, "Tell me, Doctor, what do you see?"
It's an ink block test, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's a Rorschach test. That's why it's called
Yeah.
Rorschach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you look into it and you see.
Whatever it is you
You see. What you see is a reflection of yourself. It's not actually the blob. Isn't anything. It's just a blob.
I keep seeing a Rorschach test. So.
Yeah.
I don't know what that says about me.
Well, yeah.
I just recruited Aragorn.
Nice.
Hey.
Aragorn is the red knight, is he?
Oh yeah, it was the guy that was
Yeah.
No, he's just the guy who's fighting just now.
Yeah, I just said, do you want to join my team?
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, he's not one of the four horsemen.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, the maiden's here, if you've forgotten. Our school teacher is here.
We were told that, yeah.
Run to the school teacher!
So if we rescue her massively inappropriate things, it's Baphomet.
Baphomet again!
Yeah, he's all that.
King of demons. Basically,
His name is believed to be a corruption of Muhammad, founder of Islam.
That's interesting.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
You're earning something in this game. It's educational.
But I'm going to presume that when this actually comes up in-game, it's not actually popping up with the information on the character.
No.
No, those little bits with the little music going.
No, I know that. I know that's you. I'm saying, does it have like a bio section?
Yes.
Okay, there we go. That's what I was talking about.
That's actually where I'm getting all it from.
Fair enough.
Yeah. That's cool.
And there I was thinking that you literally went on the internet and searched up all these things on Wikipedia.
I did. I was on Demon Wikipedia.
But I was interested in demonic summonings.
The Wikipedia of the budding demonologist.
Okay, yeah, it's very useful. Something is going to happen in a moment. Spoilers. And
Right.
I'm going to be looking at Adam, specifically, because I wonder if he can figure out who the people we are about to see are.
Okay, is what someone from mythology?
Yes.
Okay, interesting.
I'm suddenly curious. You
No.
piqued my curiosity, but now you have my attention. Huh?
Okay,
They say the same thing.
the iron is interest.
Shut up. Gentlemen, you had my curiosity, but now you have my interest.
Right. See, Matt, you told me that something was about to happen, but
And
you
then you
seem,
paused.
you seem to be just staring at the fucking map.
5.
Well, something will happen. Let's talk about Django Unchained, because that was where that quote is from. Which is actually a fairly decent film.
Yeah, I really.
Still haven't seen it.
Okay,
Of course.
we'll stop talking about Django
Right.
Unchained.
Well, what I was going to say about it though, but because Leonardo DiCaprio is in it, isn't it?
He's such a prick. It's amazing.
he's a brilliant prick. But what I was going to mention is that certain actors, I forget what his name is. He played, I think it was Boromir in Lord of the Rings. What's his name?
Sean Bean.
Yeah, Sean Bean. He always dies in his roles, doesn't he?
Not always.
Most of the time.
Most of the time,
He
yeah.
survived in Ronin.
I was just going to say,
I've not seen a single movie where he has not died in.
while we're still on the kind of
I just
topic
said Ronin.
of,
I've not seen a movie.
that,
Oh, right,
the
okay.
Django Unchained, I really love that accent for a villain.
Oh, the sort
kind
of
of-
CO southern accent.
Yeah.
Where,
You know, like the kind of like down on the bayou.
yeah. Well, my last comment, because I don't want to ruin the film,
Yeah.
and I think Adam would have figured this out from the trailer, is that Leonardo DiCaprio's character is such a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And that's what makes him even worse as a villain. I mean, the truly hateful villains, I feel, in shows are the ones that are stupid and are still in this position of authority. And you're like, you fucking idiot, how did you get there?
You sense a strong power.
Anyway, something's happening. It's the cold-sounding woman.
Okay.
Just as young as outdated, it seems a rat has wandered in. She's got some
Roll a female voice
string, got some more string.
Sounding woman.
Okay.
Ho, ho, ho!
Oh, they're not.
I assure you, women, that we three sisters are guarding the obvious.
Okay.
We are not like that Lucius Oz. Fuck you, Oz. And another one. Okay, that's
I know who they are. I know who they are. I know who they
They're the
are.
fates, aren't they?
Yeah, the
Greek
three
mythology. Yeah.
The three sisters of fate, Kofo, Yachus, and the other one.
Now, the only reason that I have any relative knowledge on this is thank you, Hercules.
Hercules.
Oh,
Yeah, the thread and the scissors kind of gave it away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
them three are the boss of this area. Actually,
Oh, fair enough.
actually quite. So we've come across a mythology. We actually know what it is.
There's a whole lot of Greek stuff in this game, actually.
There's a lot of everything to be
Well,
honest.
that's the thing, like,
You
It only
just
took
don't know
15 parts.
But whenever you think mythology, you immediately think Greece. You don't normally think of everywhere
Well, it's because
else.
Greece is mainly what you're taught in schools.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we're taught classics, which is a big part of that is Greek and Roman mythology.
Yeah.
So there is Egyptian and Norse and other mythologies, but you're not taught them as much.
No, you're not. You're kind of everyone's like, hey, look at this Greek stuff. It's pretty fancy and cool.
Yeah.
To be fair, Greek stuff is pretty fancy.
Greek,
Yeah,
Greek stuff is fucking awesome, but I do wish they taught Norse mythology more
Yeah,
in
Norse
school.
was pretty cool as well.
Well, Norse was all along the sorry, I'm interrupting. It was all along the sort of area of the gods are all fucking jerks.
Yeah. To be
like
fair,
that
that's
because
also Greek mythology. Because the amount of like times in Greek mythology where Zeus comes down to Earth, basically rapes some mortal woman and gets her knocked up and pregnant. That happens so much. I mean, Hera, his wife, is like such a complete bitch. But you can kind of understand why, because what her husband
Honey,
is
would
like,
you stop going to the mortal realm?
Like
An impregnating woman!
He's like the ultimate fucking philandering arsehole husband.
I am the god of gods. You should follow the rules and not commit adultery.
Yeah,
Except me,
that's
because I'm fucking awesome in the
That's
sack.
basically the message of all Greek mythology is, hey, if you're super strong and immortal, you can do what the fuck you want. And it's okay because you're God.
Yeah. What were you saying, Mark, before Adam went on his massive...
Sorry.
I'm just saying,
wait,
he's got like 9 kids or something, if I remember right.
He's got a lot. He's got a lot.
Stephen noticed something in the game that we should actually...
Because I was paying attention.
I was as well.
Matt actually, he stood on like a podium and it sped time forward.
Yep.
Now, I'm going to automatically presume from what I've just witnessed that this chamber is based on the time.
Yes, I can actually change the phase of Kagetsuchi by standing on certain blocks.
Yeah, but in the sense of where the room will change around depending on what time it is. So this would make a very interesting puzzle.
It is quite... It's okay.
Yeah.
It's more to do with opening certain doors only open at certain times.
Yeah, I mean, there's that, but there's also the fact that you can trap yourself if it's laid out in such a way.
Yeah, I mean, Yakuza things, it's one of those ingenious traps that the bad guys are just going to kind of just wait for the heroes to starve to death.
Yeah.
Well, rather than just shoot them with guns.
While they're trapped and can't move for a while.
Yeah, I'm always a bit... I seem to have forgotten to take this save state out. Ooh. Oh, well. I'm always a bit confused about these sort of like, it's a labyrinth you will never escape from and no one will ever be able to go through it and you're just going to die from starvation. Yeah, what happens if they don't?
What happens if they can kind of not need food to survive?
What happens if you give them a couple of weeks? What happens if they bring in a couple of weeks worth of supplies? They'll probably cook it eventually. Just keep going on the F wall. You'll eventually get through any labyrinth.
Yeah,
that's not necessarily true. You might just end up going around in a big circle.
Mm.
Yeah,
but then you start taking right turns then. Well, I mean, if you've got a week's worth of food, depending on the size of the labyrinth, through trial and error alone, you'll eventually do it.
Yeah.
So you're now going in vitality, so your HP.
Yeah, I don't need to put strength.
Well, no, you don't need strength anymore, no.
Yeah, because
you've got the end game item already.
Yeah, I've got the end game item already. So apart from the fact that all the walls look the same, which I know someone will mention if I bring this up, what do you guys think of the Obelisk?
It's an interesting idea, how the thing of advancing time in order to get through.
Yeah.
However, I'm kind of waiting... Wait a minute, I just picked up... I'll get to that what I just thought in a second. But I'm kind of waiting for the stairways to be upside down on the walls.
That does sort of happen.
There you go.
Not in this dungeon, but that does.
But
happen.
what is the Obelisk meant to be again?
The Obelisk is... spoilers.
I was going to just say, because I get the feeling it's some sort of controlling of Magasuchi.
It does.
Because if you can move time with it,
yeah,
it's got to have some sort of Magasuchi control.
Well, this is where Hikara's doomsday device is.
And
Probably
that's the
gonna
one
need
which
to be
absorbed the
powered.
Magasuchi, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what I got it off from.
But Hikara did not build the Obelisk.
No.
He just moved in.
Well, I like this place. I think I might, put my doomsday device inside of it.
Makes sense.
Naturally.
As you do.
Well, you really need MP.
Yeah, that is really the...
So,
Yeah, it's hard to
how
come
much
by.
does this game differ? Like, if you'd chosen someone's way.
To be honest, not as much as I would have liked. To be honest, I wish there was a lot more sort of divergence in it.
It seems like you pretty much go through the same dungeons no matter what you choose.
Yeah, you might fight certain bosses that you would otherwise not fight, or get a line of dialogue that you don't usually get. But apart from that, there isn't a lot of divergence between the two. Any of the paths you take.
You're trying to stop the way of nothingness, aren't you?
I'm trying to stop. I'm not with anyone at the moment. Fuck all of them.
No, that. I'm just saying, at the moment, you're trying to get his doomsday device, which is the way of nothingness, his doomsday device, isn't it?
Yeah, well, we're trying to rescue our school teacher, and if we do that, the doomsday device doesn't work anymore.
Mm.
She's the one that
But if
controls
you
it.
choose that way,
I haven't actually been given the option to choose that way yet.
Ah, fair enough.
I will eventually be given that option.
Alright, so I see that the markings on the floor represent how many ticks go by, so 3 and then 4.
Yeah.
So, but then you have to kind of do it in such an order that you can actually pass through it. So that one will go when Magasuchi's half full.
Yep.
So you're doing that right now to 2, 4.
Yep.
And then that one will be when it's full.
Yep. Pretty much how it works.
Yeah, it didn't take long to decipher.
This requires a bit of math.
And a lot of fucking waiting. That is by far the most annoying place to be. Because you actually have to wait. It's to a treasure, and then you have to run around in circles.
Yeah.
For God knows how long. If you stand still, does time pass?
No, you have to be moving.
I was going to say.
Because otherwise, you wouldn't get hit by random encounters.
Right. And also, so after the random encounter, that's when the Magasuchi ticks.
No, moving causes it to change, but I'm just saying that the designers are like, hang on, if they just stand there, the things won't be trying to kill them. Can't be having that.
Well, random topic of conversation.
Go for it.
Has anyone heard about Nintendo's recent game that they're releasing called Tomodachi Life?
Yeah, I've heard about this.
It's basically a life simulator where you play as your own sort of me character. But it's got quite a lot of controversy lately. Anyone know why?
It's something to do with gays. Isn't it?
I can tell you why.
Yeah, Matt pretty much nailed it on the head. It's because they're not allowing same-sex relationships in the game.
Okay.
And it's only male and female relationships.
There is actually a thing that's worse about it. Is that initially when the game first came out in Japan, you could have same-sex marriages.
Oh, and they took it out.
And they took it out, saying that was never the way that the game was intended to be played. And
so who censored it?
They've been stuck with the it's not Brexit.
Censored bracket.
What's the word? I don't know what word you're looking for, Mark.
Meanwhile,
when someone's against gays,
homophobic.
Yeah. That's the word. Sorry.
So
I think it was just some kind of misguided attempt to make the game family friendly. Yeah, exactly.
But it's still irrelevant.
But it's taken it. To be honest with you.
This political correctness gone
mad. But to be fair, Nintendo have responded and they've said the
game was intended to be played.
Well, they've actually had a statement about the kind of backlash against it. The people have been saying, "Why aren't you allowing same-sex relationships, you bastards?"
Okay,
well, and they basically said, "Look, we're very sorry. It was never our intention to
offend
alienate anyone, and And they've said if we do make another sequel to Tomodachi Life, we will include same-sex marriages. Which pretty much tells me that they're not going to make a sequel.
Okay. Well, I'll let you go first, man.
I'm gonna bring up the most relevant point to this whole debate about whether or not they are being homophobic and gay and life simulators and all that general jazz. Is the game actually any good? Because if it's crap, no one's going to play it. So it doesn't really matter.
I don't know. Apparently, it's alright.
From what I've heard, it's basically just a handheld version, more basic version of The Sims. But The Sims done it a lot better.
So no one's really going to play this game. So
I bet a lot of people will play it.
It's really big in Japan. They're trying to push it across the European.
Japan are very big on. Let's pretend we're something we're not, because as far as I'm aware, the Japanese culture, you kind of have to be the exact same.
No, they're very open.
Well, no, Japanese culture is kind of funny like that, because people are expected to behave a certain way and act a certain way, and they're expected to fit in. The Japanese have a saying: "The nail that sticks out gets hammered down." That's a Japanese saying, and basically that means you got to fit in to Japanese society, because if you stand out, you're going to get fucked. So it is actually, even though Japanese society has this weird kind of double standard, and I'm by the way, I'm making a massive generalization.
It's very cliquey.
It's not always the case. Not all Japanese people.
You have a lot of people. They're very separated, aren't they? Gamers.
But it's not even that. It's more like you have a public face and you have a private face. And Japanese make all kinds of weird porn.
Oh, yeah.
They make all kinds of weird porn. There's vending machines where you can buy schoolgirls' underwear. There's all sorts of weird shit like that in Japan. but you don't talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, it's private.
Yeah, the thing about the way Japanese culture works is, yes, there's day face and night face.
Yeah.
Because if you ever, I've watched a few documentaries on Japanese culture, and there's always a bit when they're going, oh, it's all very serious, and respecting spirits, our family tradition. And then there'll be this one scene where, and this is when they all decide to dress up as greasers and just fucking party for about an hour.
They just go fucking nuts.
And they go fucking nuts, and you're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Why is that sensible businessman now in a schoolgirl's outfit running around? What's going on?
When Japanese people cut loose, they really fucking cut loose.
What I was going to say about... Actually, do you want to finish it?
Yeah, well, I was just going to say, like, that's a big thing in Japanese business, is that business people will be very serious and dedicated, and people are expected to work really, really long. Like, Japanese hours are the same as ours, it's 9 to 5. But no one works 9 to 5. They all stay up until, like, 7, 8 in the evening, because that's what you do. But when they go out drinking... Everyone is expected to go out drinking, and they all get absolutely fucking bladdered, get absolutely fucking pissed, and that's like a big culture of drinking in Japan.
Yeah,
it's a very social thing.
I was going to go back to saying what you were saying about Nintendo, because Nintendo basically they're very kind of want to be kid friendly, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, in the sense of where maybe they think, oh, if we have
family friendly.
If we have this in a game, maybe some parent will get offended and then gonna go, oh, you're teaching my child to be gay.
Yeah.
I said this in the previous.
And that's probably why.
I said this in the previous video, but when we were younger, video games were very much a kid thing. You didn't really find that... if adults played video games, they were kind of playing with kids' toys, you know?
Yeah.
There wasn't really an adult
adults... That's something that's become more so over time, as it's become... Video games have seemed to be a toy. And therefore, if you have a video game that has adult content, people will go, what? Were you teaching my children to murder?
No, you're letting your children be taught how to murder.
Yeah.
No, your children are being taught how to press a button that will kill people.
Yeah, if your child
if
ever...
your kids are taking life lessons from video games, you're really not doing your job properly.
Yeah, because your kids will then be going around punching bricks and eating mushrooms in an attempt to get bigger.
I mean, like, look at that.
It's a way to encourage them to eat veg, right?
Well, at the same time, I mean, they say video games affect people. But then again, if that was the case, we'd all be going dancing to repetitive music, munching pills. Oh, wait.
No, not a good example.
No, I know. But that's what I'm saying. Games, they don't affect people. They only affect people if you kind of would let them affect you.
I don't think...
in the sense of where
they've tried to say that, like, a serial killer has gone in and shot a load of people at school, and he was a big fan of GTA, so that's why he did it.
Yeah,
you know what?
They slide that little thing in.
Yeah,
and
but you know what, mate? There's plenty of serial killers out there who have thought they were being told to kill people by the Bible. I don't see anyone trying to ban the Bible.
Where would you explain all murder and violence before video games?
I pretty much think that if you're gonna be inspired to go out and murder people, you're gonna be inspired to go out and murder people no matter what media you come across.
Yeah.
You know?
If I ever become a serial murderer, which is somewhat like...
Check out our Minecraft if you don't believe us.
Yeah. But anyway, if I ever become a serial murderer and I get interviews like, why did you become a serial murderer? I'm just going to say, I saw it on the news. And
it's literally...
I get them spin that the fucking ass.
It's like, there is kind of every day on the news scenes of misery and destruction and just absolute fucking... have you ever seen that Charlie Brooker episode where they talk about oh dearism? Where it's basically, you see all this terrible shit on the television and on news, and you're just bombarded with this stuff, and the only thing you can say is, oh dear. Oh dear.
There's a bunch... The news is always... Do you ever watch the news and say, oh, that's nice?
Not often.
Not often, no.
Sometimes if they have like a human interest story about how someone did... Like, how someone rescued a baby from a tree or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
But or like something amazing. Like occasionally they will have something positive, but mostly no news is good news.
Recently in the news, there's a kind of a good and bad thing at the same time.
Yeah, but do you know why? Other than also the obvious point to inform, do you know why bad news is good news? Because
no news
it's not happening to you.
It's not happening to you. Yeah, no, Matt got it spot on. That's why things like EastEnders, Coronation Street, the soaps like that, where it's just drama, things that happen to people would never, like, Ian Bill got married 8 times and 2 of his wives have cheated on him and one of them has done this. That would be incredibly unlucky for one man to have that much misfortune.
I'd say, like, but like statistically, all the misery seems to be collected around this one street. Is it Wolford Square?
We should just move like everyone out of the street.
Don't move the street. Nuke the street.
I don't know this for a fact, but I'm pretty sure that not a single marriage in EastEnders has not ended with either divorce or death in one of the partners, and I can say that's pretty much every single one. And for that much bad fortune to be concentrated on such a small area and such a small group of people is absolutely fucking ridiculous.
So what you're saying, Ad, is that EastEnders is actually looking to hell.
Yes.
And all these people committed terrible sins in life, and this is their hell.
This is their punishment for all the shit that they've done to live in this eternal nightmare. And the only time you ever get to leave is when you move to Birmingham.
Which is like fate worse than hell.
It's like hell's hell.
I hate Birmingham.
Well, I don't know if you guys have ever watched
Pazuzu is the god of the southwest.
Oh, it's fucking Pazuzu.
Known for bringing famine during dry season. The fucking asshole.
Yeah. The god of the east wind.
Yeah.
Which brings good harvest, but also brings plague and disease.
So everything good that happens to do with the wind is him, but everything bad that happens with the wind is also
I love that about the old pagan gods, is that they're so double-edged. You know, they're like a dick one minute and a complete, like the nicest guy you can imagine the next. They're awesome. Just to say, I know a guy who has a tattoo of that guy.
Really?
Yeah, James.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he does. In fact, he has tattoos of a lot of really cool occult stuff. But yeah, he's a cool guy.
What were people saying, Stephen? You were saying something.
I was saying something about the news, but kind of the moment passed.
Fair enough.
I was just going to finish up on. So yeah, the reason why shows like that Coronation EastEnders is because you're seeing other people going through stuff, and it makes you feel better about your own life.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, I watched the show. I've completely forgotten what it was called because I was so fucking disgusted by this show. It wasn't The Only Way Is Essex.
Damn it! Was it I'm a Celebrity? Get Me Out of Here?
Was it Skins?
No. Was it X Factor?
No. Describe what it was before you start guessing TV show, because we could be here all night.
Actually, I'll be fair to this show. It wasn't completely disgusting. There was just this one bloke who I hated.
Benefit Street.
No, it's basically self-made rich people.
All right.
Well, actually, no, they're not all self-made rich people. They're all self-made rich people except for the one prick I don't like. The self-made rich people have basically who went off to live with people on the lowest end of benefits.
Oh,
right, okay.
For a week.
Is it Secret Millionaire?
No, because they know who they are.
Oh, fair enough.
And they have to live in their lives for that week.
Right.
And it had what's his fucking name? Theopaphitus, do you know him? He's on Dragon's Den.
Philippophetus.
Theopaphitus.
Okay, I don't know who that is. I thought you said Philippophetus.
No.
What the fuck kind of name is
I know you want to feel up a fetus.
Well, that's turned down the tone. Anyway, this show is basically about these people who are starting to understand, how bad people can be for something. Yeah. And the ones who are self-made are really sympathetic. They offer really good advice. They are actually really good to these people, and I was all for that because it's the.
Yeah, because if you're self-made, you're actually going to.
You understand?
Yeah.
But the one prick who was basically had obviously just
given the money.
He goes in and he's like, What am I doing? Okay. He goes in and he's basically just saying, he's like, oh, they've only got 50 quid to spend on a week. Oh, I spent that on my breakfast this morning.
Oh.
And you're like, oh, that's Onkot, the Ape King, the Ape Prince, who is son of Palknat and Nan Mothra. He is the cousin of Hanuman.
Thai.
It's from the Thai epic of Ramikhen. Interesting.
Yep.
And midget.
He's quite small. Anyway, this prick!
Matt will finish his story at some point.
Everything this guy said and did was just fucking disgusting. This is someone who had...
Was he like deliberately spiteful, or was it just like he was just oblivious?
He was so oblivious.
Right.
He was like going into food shelters and saying, "Oh, this is good, isn't it?"
Oh.
Go into a food bank. And, oh, this is great. Look at the selection they have.
Yeah.
It's like you're kind of missing the point, mate.
Fuck you. It's like these people having to live on 300 quid a month. That's a night out for me. And you're just like...
This is where we take the money from him,
like,
give it to better people. And
how did he become a businessman?
He's not a businessman, he's a rich kid. He was the youngest, he was in his mid-20s.
Right.
Anyway, Naga has evolved.
Oh, cool. Evolved into... You made it less hot again.
Radga Naga. It's a man now.
Oh. That's sexist. Why should the man...
No, that's anti-Adam.
Why should the man Naga be stronger than the female Naga? I call bullshit.
I call mythology.
I also call Adam wanting to see women more.
Slight
when the bondage angel changed, you were so pissed off.
Yeah,
you were like, I want her back. What's his name that he transformed into?
Oh, he transformed into that skull thing.
No. The
Dicer Joe.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Dicer Joe. I want my bondage angel back. That was how you were.
Yeah. And it was not completely tongue-in-cheek at all. I was completely serious about that.
Sure. So what are you doing to this character then?
He's in his
Eternal... No, he's got rid of Eternal Rest.
Are you going to go for any more fiends?
Yes. Not in this part, but I will kill every fiend in the game.
Yeah. Does that mean you can get... Dante.
Apparently, I heard Dante's actually kind of crap.
He's crap at the end of the game. He's...
Early game, I'm guessing he's OP.
Well, you don't get him till quite a game. The problem is Dante isn't very good against the arse bosses because he's the only demon you can get which you can't fuse with other demons.
Right.
So there's an ability at the end of the game called Pierce. And what Pierce does is it's an attack which it basically makes it so all your attacks ignore resistances.
Right.
So, seeing as if they buff, you can just go, fuck you!
Well, the arse boss in this game has a 75% resistance to all damage type.
Fuck.
So if I use Dante in that fight, he's only going to be doing a quarter of his normal damage.
Right. So I'm guessing he can't get that pierce thing
because I can't fuse him with other demons.
Right.
So he can't inherit the skill.
Right.
As you say, basically, Dante was meant to be a game gimmick, as it were, to publicise the game further.
To be fair, Dante is good at random encounters, and a lot of the bosses I'll use Dante with. It's just that they asked for you. He's not quite as useful
because he doesn't have that special move.
I wonder, because this isn't even a Capcom game, so I just wonder what sort of deal they had with Capcom to include him.
The guy who wrote this game was a Devil May Cry fanboy, and he called the bloke who made Dante, Devil May Cry and Dante. I said, "Can
I use this character?
I love your games."
and the guys were like, "Yeah, sure, fuck it, why not?" This was before Capcom became shit.
Yeah.
They
still do some decent games every now and again these days.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's their policy towards DLC has not been great.
Yeah.
And actually, like, Marvel vs. Capcom 3 left a pretty bad taste in my mouth because I really fucking enjoyed that game. But when they released Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, I was like, fuck you bastards!
Well, they're game companies.
I bought your fucking game on launch!
Out of all the DLC characters, there's only... the packs you got, there was only one worth getting. And that... And that, well, there was 2 really, but the main one that everyone went to play as was Phoenix Wright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who did actually have some pretty. He was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But, I was going to say, game companies, they solely focus on money, but they need to take a leaf out of Valve's book and actually give a damn about the customer.
Yeah, but the thing is, Valve have Steam, which
but...
basically prints money.
Yeah.
So they have that in their back pocket. So Valve can pretty much do whatever the fuck they want because it's like, well, we can't lose at this point.
Yeah, but
we're pretty much the kings of PC gaming.
A bit oversaturated.
Steam
there's a lot of crap on Steam.
Oh yeah, but that's inevitable with any platform. Steam it is very hard for it's a double-edged sword because it is very hard for indie developers and small developers to get noticed because there's a lot of stuff on it.
The thing, there's only one problem with Steam, and that is basically I bought. Well, there was Assassin's Creed 4, and I missed out on the deal because I presumed there was going to be a sale when there really wasn't.
Yeah.
And so I went onto a website and got it elsewhere. Now, when I put that on the Steam, it won't register it as a Steam game. It'll register it as a non-Steam game.
Yeah.
And in that sense, basically, if you want to kind of play with people using the Steam network, it does not like you for that.
Yeah.
You have to both be connected via the Steam network or via a non-Steam network to actually connect to each other.
That's not a big... I can't really criticise Steam for that because everything like that. What you're saying is on the sort of area of saying, well, I can't do it, I can't connect to Steam people on my PS3.
Yeah, it's cross-platform, and that's
what I mean in the sense of I'm not kind of going Steam's bad. I'm just kind of saying that's the only kind of flaw if I'm struggling to find one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you should have just bought it on Steam, you stupid git.
Yeah,
but it was £45 on Steam.
You could have waited a minute, and it would have probably been on sale for 50p.
I mean, it's all well and good to say that games companies are obsessed with money, but at the end of the day, they do have to make money.
Yeah, I know,
they do have to make a profit.
I understand that. I understand that completely.
Yeah, I mean,
the thing is, there's a difference between making DLC that nobody wants and making DLC that's actually good and worth spending extra money for.
But that's the thing though, because they must be making money off it because people are fucking buying it.
Hi, Kilfo.
Oh, hello.
Okay, so we're fighting. Are you fighting them one at a time?
I will be.
It's like
And then you fight all 3 of them together.
Alright,
Kilfo is one of the Moya sisters and is derived from the Greek personification of fate. The youngest Kilfo spins the thread of life. Continue.
Alright. Cool. Yeah, what was I saying?
I don't know.
Basically, there's a very interesting video that I came across lately on this channel called Game Theory. And basically, it talks about how innovation actually doesn't sell. How basically, when you look at say, like when you look at the gaming press, right? What is like the chief complaint that gamers come out with is lack of innovation. They say games should be more innovative, and Call of Duty is just the same shit over and over again. Needs to be more innovative, more innovation, more clever stuff in games. And that's, most gamers claim that they want that.
No. Most gamers don't like thinking.
But
they're not gamers.
Well, yeah. But if you look at like the sales of games, like if you look at the sales of like Mario games, Yoshi's Island is the worst selling of that whole Mario games, or not the worst selling, but it's one of the worst. And basically, if you look at what are the best selling ones, it's Super Mario Brothers, New Super Mario Brothers, New Super Mario Brothers Wii, Super Mario World, Super Mario Brothers 3. They're all like the core Mario games, not the really innovative ones like Yoshi's Island or Mario Sunshine. And all the Call of Duty games, the more recent ones, which are just treading water and using the same formula, have sold way more than Call of Duty 4, which was really innovative.
Well, this is the thing. Most, I'll use the term very lightly here, gamers basically want to just do that. I mean, I know like a few people who have an Xbox or have a PlayStation purely just to play FIFA or Call of Duty.
Yeah. And that's the kind of people
but they're casual gamers.
But there's still
there's a difference in gaming.
I think those people do kind of make up the majority of people who spend money on games. But to be fair, they are the same people who are spending money on Skyrim. So I don't know.
That's what I mean. that's what I mean. If a game is increasingly popular, a casual gamer will kind of dabble in it. But you actually need to make an interesting game to then get people to dabble into it.
Yeah,
but even amongst like the core audience of gamers,
she ran away. Yeah.
It still seems like games that are just perfecting the same formula sell more than games that are actually innovative. Innovative games actually generally don't sell very well at all.
Saying that, we don't know exactly how much is going into it, and this is just bringing up the point you said with Call of Duty. They're actually, from what we can tell, this is about the next game that's coming out, and we don't really know this for definite, but it looks like they are actually trying to adapt something new into it. They're setting it a bit further in it.
Yeah, but
Bacon, that's what
not so much that they're going to upset the formula, is it? I mean, they're not going to completely change it up.
They're basically doing it. You know what works
a third weapon. My God.
You know how in Titanfall where you can basically do free running and you've got.
No,
like,
none of us own Titanfall. How do we know?
Yes,
it's another one. Yay, talking
with
about
a shitload more content than the last one.
Yeah. Interestingly, for you,
okay,
back to Call of Duty.
Alright, we'll talk about the Sisters of Fate when we fight the last one.
Well, you're probably going to fight all three of them together, I imagine.
Yeah, maybe.
But what I was just going to say, they've done like a thing now. You wear like an the characters wear like an exoskeleton suit, and that
so it's like
allows
Crisis.
them to like speed jump. Yeah, but you know that's something new and cool.
Innovative.
But they do it so it will adapt, like it will be multi-tier combat, so you could be fighting like really high up on the top of buildings as well as down on the floor. Like,
I can see it's being abused massively.
I can't help but crack a smile when you use a term like multi-tiered combat, because it just sounds like such video game jargon. Nothing.
Processing.
Yeah.
It's not. It's somehow like.
Well, seeing as though
even more recently, they've only just opened it up a bit more in things like.
No.
Ghosts.
In Call of Duty, they took away the fact that you could get to an advantage point and start using a sniper. They made everything like just ground floor. That's it.
No, they haven't.
No. In Call of Duty, it basically.
Right, who plays Call of Duty more, me or you?
I played it massively when it was Call of Duty.
Right.
Like,
if we're going to base every argument here on who plays video games more,
We're
Mark,
not.
you're going to win every argument.
No, I'm purely saying in the sense of where I haven't played Ghosts, but Black Ops 2 Below. Basically, they made it so that there wasn't really a vantage point.
Yeah, they changed it. They changed but in the newest game, they've had the biggest maps that they ever have done. They've had long stretches. They've had maps where there's basically different routes. If you went to go around the map and go in small, tight, enclosed spaces, you can follow that route. If you wanted to go into an area where you've got long stretches that would benefit a sniper, you can go that way.
But then
it
again,
depends on how you.
No one's going to go in that long stretch because
They
they're going to
do.
get sniped.
No, they do.
But you know what I mean? It's just generally depends on people's gameplay, but still.
But my biggest problem with Call of Duty is it's always the same issues. It's lag on the servers. It's the bullets seem like they miss all the time when you know you've had a shot.
Maybe they should have kept dedicated servers.
No,
just
I
saying.
agree. I'm kind of gone off Call of Duty now because I'm
Fair
bored
enough.
of these issues.
Fair enough.
Because it's just something that never changes.
Took you long enough.
I love how that sounds
Yes,
like a bar
okay.
every time that she does that.
Okay, I'm gonna make one statement. I'm gonna ask you a question, Mark. Because you know, I get a lot of shit from Adam sometimes about this particular issue of fanboyism.
Right.
Oh, she's run away as well. You're saying you're off Call of Duty. When the next Call of Duty comes out, are you gonna buy it on your launch?
No.
He says.
No, I probably won't. To be honest,
even though it's got Kevin Bacon in it.
I'll probably buy Zombies. It's Kevin Spacey, actually.
Is it Spacey?
Yeah, it's
I
Kevin
thought it was
Spacey.
Bacon because he's kind of a seance in everything now.
Bacon's in Ghost.
Was he in Ghost?
I didn't care.
I don't care. But yeah, I might buy the one with zombies because I really enjoyed the zombies.
So if the next Call of Duty has zombies, you'll buy it?
No, it's not got zombies. I know that.
Only if it does.
It's the one after's got zombies.
Sneaking zombies in underneath the rug because they've realised it's the only thing anyone ever
produced
fucking
as
gays in this game.
Treyarch is zombies, and the next one is Sledgehammer. They've introduced a third party now into.
I was going to say because it was Activision.
It's
Treyarch.
Activision. No, it's Infinity Ward, Treyarch, and now Sledgehammer Games. So now there's 3 people, which is a good thing maybe for Call of Duty because now there's going to be longer in between each game being released.
Possibly.
they're going to be working on the content for longer.
Still a bit arse.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going back in the same the point that the longer you spend actually developing a game, the better it will be.
That's
not necessarily.
I mean,
Duke Nukem Forever.
Exactly.
No, but Duke Nukem Forever
Duke
fell under
Nukem
the
Forever.
thing that it
Duke
changed
Nukem Forever
developers,
is
it changed programmers, it kept changing.
Basically,
Okay,
Duke
I'll
Nukem
rephrase.
Forever is the Chinese democracy of video games. by Chinese democracy, I mean the Guns N' Roses album.
I rephrase to that it's a game spent by one person longer is going to be like a better game rather than constantly having developers change. In a majority, most
the
of the
eldest of
time.
the three Mori sisters, the one who cuts the thread, she's the one that kills people. Anyway.
So one spins the thread, one weaves the thread, and one cuts the thread.
So basically, birth, life, and death.
Yeah, they basically decide when everyone's going to die.
Yeah.
And be born.
Yeah.
To be honest, they're not. As far as I know about them, they're not dicks about the whole thing.
No, they're not evil. They're just doing their. They're just doing their job. That's
right.
what they do. And even the gods are subject to this.
They're actually they're controlled by the. They actually. I might be wrong with this. Didn't they share one eye that was magical and that granted them the way to see into the future?
You mean in the Disney animated?
No.
The Disney animated film. It mixes up two things. It mixes.
But didn't they have a magical eye?
No. That mixes the three fates with the weird sisters, and the weird sisters are the ones who share one eye and one tooth, and they're three witches.
Sorry, that might be.
Yeah, it's basically in the Disney film they mix those characters together, but the fates don't share one eye and one tooth.
Okay. So I had a point and then I lost it.
Sorry.
Talking about games, Call of Duty, longer time being in development.
Basically, what was it? What was the name of the game that we were talking about the other day?
The Last Guardian.
The Last Guardian is a prime example of a game that's basically been in development hell. And it's something that's no matter how much time you spend on it, it's just going to not work.
Yeah.
Which is a shame.
I want to see that game come out because it's Team Ico and Team Ico makes great games.
Yeah. It's a shame, but it's probably never going to come out.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, if you got a good idea.
I'll let you finish, Steve.
Well, I'm done. Yeah.
I was just going to say, speaking of games that I thought would never come out, and it finally is coming out, they're releasing a new port of Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire.
Yeah, you
November.
mentioned it a few parts ago. I then said there was no confirmation
There's
of
no
the
such
room,
thing.
and now
There has been a release. There has been an official confirmation.
So I look fucking stupid.
Yeah.
So Alpha Ruby and Omega Sapphire.
Which I looked at and went, oh.
I don't care, man. They're my favourite. It's one
They
of my
are my favourites,
I-
but I'm not going to buy a DS3.
I never played Ruby and Sapphire. It's the only Pokemon game I never played. So I will probably pick it up.
Yeah.
Because it seems like a good opportunity to play it.
in it, if I remember. Right?
Yeah, it's Torchic, that basically.
Torchic!
No, I'm in a kind of
It's all about Mudkip.
somewhat interest. He's also in the game.
But then even Torterra was still. All three starters.
No, Torterra is
Torterra is Diamond and
We're talking
Pearl.
about the Gecko one.
He's the one with the fucking
yeah, he's still shit. Yeah,
he's the grass that no one cares about.
So it's grass flying, isn't it?
No.
Yeah, he is grass flying, I think. No, he's flying, isn't he?
No, he's just grass.
Oh yeah, he didn't have,
she
he was the
ran
only one who didn't
away.
have a jewel.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh god, what happened?
I beat the boss in the game. We really should be paying more attention.
I saw that, but it was just that the whole backdrop just kind of went, bye-bye.
I go heal.
Alright.
Basically, because I beat them, I've gotten to the maiden.
Which is the teacher.
And the maiden is,
The teacher.
Miss whatever her name is.
Miss, she really shouldn't be in the other of us because she's probably about 20 years older than we are.
Oh.
Or maybe 10. Maybe 15.
I think I got missed out on that information.
She keeps saying that at the beginning of the game she was all like, come find me and I'll tell you how much I want to bang you.
Okay.
And we were like, well, that's one reason to stay.
I'm kind of automatically
Pretty
presuming
much-
that seeing as this is
pretty
a Japanese game, right?
Yeah.
That she's either going to have humongous tits or no tits.
No, she is actually very sensibly proportioned.
That is surprising.
What are you saying?
I forgot.
Okay.
Basically she pretty much said straight up that she has feelings for us.
I got distracted by the fourth tits.
Yeah. What?
You kind of lost what you were saying for a second.
No, it was just. There we go.
Kill him first, then.
Yeah.
See, I knew you were fighting three of them.
Why don't you just cut the thread,
Yeah,
and that
here
will
we
just
go,
make
there's
me
the
die.
Well, spin, measure, and snip your face.
Not circumcision. No.
Let me guess. They can.
That's one
cast
way of
the
interpreting
instant
snip
death
your
move.
fate.
The one on the left can cast instant death moves, I believe. But yeah, this is basically just a boss fight. They don't change. It's just there's 3 of them now.
Right.
I've got to fight them all now. Which actually does mean that this boss fight is kind of a pain because they work off each other very well.
So, do you generally need to target an individual first? Because I'd go straight for the instant kill one, but I'm going to guess that they have some sort of...
I go for
the healer.
If there's an enemy, if there's one that can heal, you always go to the healer first.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it depends if there's someone who nukes you down and really needs to be taken down immediately. Because generally that other person will be weak.
Yeah. No, you have to go for the healer because... Well, at the moment I'm just doing my usual thing. It's...
Or stat boost, destroy them, and then group attacks and such.
Yeah, just... No, I'm still specifying.
He's still de-statting them in a minute.
I'm still de-statting it.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, instant kill.
I don't think I used these 3. I can't remember. It's been a while.
But did you just try and instant kill one of them?
No.
Okay, because it looked like she was kind of snipping.
No, they're not that. The sprite animation isn't that good.
Oh. Right, going on the same, another random topic of conversation, going on the same subject of Tomodachi Life, did you guys know that The Sims 4 has been given a 18, the maximum possible rating, the highest age rating in Russia, because it contains same-sex marriage?
Oh, but that's because...
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to go into this debate, aren't we?
Yeah. Basically,
so I'll just bring up Stephen Fry going to Russia.
Yeah. Basically, Russia is on like a massive anti-gay crusade at the moment.
Well, Putin.
Well, it's not just Putin, it's Russia in general.
So how's that being in the top 8 richest countries?
Because basically, Western society is pro-gay, therefore we should be anti-gay.
Oh, I see so many flaws in this.
To be honest, I'm neither pro nor anti-gay because I really don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if you want to fuck another dude, go for it. If you want to fuck another girl, can I watch?
Yeah, fair enough. That's actually, well, I'd say that's a pretty pro-gay position because that's the way you should be. Because to be honest,
that's
it's
the way
like
you should be.
It doesn't. I mean, not apart from the voyeurism. Because it's like what other people do with their penises and their assholes and whatever are private parts is none of my fucking business.
There's only one
I
other
don't
private
care.
As long as it's done within the privacy of their own homes and not rubbed in your face.
Yeah, no, literally rubbed in my face. I wouldn't really enjoy
Well,
that.
if it was 2 girls.
Hey.
But at the same time, you can't. Like some people would say, like as long as it's not rubbed in my face, they go, "What do you mean it's not rubbed in your face?" It's like, well, if it's 2 guys doing it in your face, you won't be happy with that. Then again, if it's a guy and a girl doing it in your face, you're still probably not going to be happy about that too.
But the third glorious scenario.
But the third one,
Which will never happen. Never.
say that.
No, it'll never. Seriously, man. Like, if you ever see, like, a couple of lesbians out and about, it's, like, the most disheartening thing ever, because you just look at them and see how into each other you are, and you go, like, my God, they'll never be interested in me. Like, never. They're never gonna... They don't care about men, they're lesbians! They're fucking lesbians!
You remember my ex, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, but since no one on the internet remembers your ex, we're ending this conversation.
Anyway. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with it.
No,
and if Russia being all like, we want to be dicks about the situation,
Yeah.
It makes no sense. They're conjuring up enemies as well,
Well,
by saying that paedophiles go into schools and try.
They're basically equating being gay with being a paedophile, which is just another way to slur.
Without dropping specifics, because I can't get someone in trouble, but someone told me that they're on a nursing course at the moment. Whilst they're on this nursing course, they're with a number of people who are really heavily Christian. And these people are against the use of medicine to keep people alive longer, but they want to be nurses. I don't understand the logic in that.
Yeah.
If you're that against it that you openly protest it in a uni environment, why would you go for that field of study?
Because I suppose I don't know if nurses have to take a Hippocratic oath, but basically, if you're a doctor, you have to take an oath saying, "I swear to do no harm and to do everything I can to preserve the life of my patients."
Most of the time, the nurses are the one who have to administer like injections and things like that. It's not the doctors.
I actually read
doctors
something.
prescribe it. The nurses do it.
They've actually tried about nursing. They actually, I think they're trying to enforce the law or something along those lines, where you need to take an English test to see how good your English is if you're to become a nurse, because apparently
it's got
miscommunication,
really
is causing like more fatalities and more injuries and hurting the people.
Again, this person has also told me that is the case. They actually had to take a basic English test when going to the uni, just because and when she questioned it, it's like, oh, I'm from this country, why would I have to take it? And she was basically told it was because the language barrier has become such an issue now that people are actually starting to suffer from it in hospitals.
Because we don't believe you.
That's what I mean. The healthcare system has been a bit tarnished.
I just don't get that logic of if you're against medicine, like if it's against your religious beliefs to use medicine to extend someone's life, then why are you becoming a nurse?
Yeah. Wait, I know. And because they're going to pray the disease away.
This is not like it's one person or two people. This is the majority of her class have this viewpoint.
But they're Christian.
Yeah. Like extremist.
This sounds really odd. Are they all English?
No.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah,
well, it's I know Jehovah's Witnesses can't share.
Donate blood,
Yeah, they can't share.
But it's not that. They're literally against the medicine.
Yeah, but you can't just say, God, can you sort this shit out? Because it doesn't work most of the time.
Or just last work is purely out of coincidence.
If God, the thing is, it's the one kind of thing I've always had in my head when someone's turned around and said something, I don't know, God wouldn't want us to extend our lives. If God created us and He gave us our minds and the ability to learn, and we developed medicine.
We're going to speak hypothetically
here. This is all hypothetical, yeah. But if God really did do all that and created us, then He would have, and He's omnipotent. Surely He would have seen.
No, God gave us all these abilities and then said, don't use any of them. Don't use logic and reason.
Actually, I don't know where this is from, but it's one of my favourite sort of old-timey creation stories.
Yeah.
I don't know where it's from. I don't know the story, but I really love it. And it's basically God sitting there, chilling out, being God, just created the universe, so I've had a hard day. And then the birds come to God. Birds say, and God goes, well, what do you want, birds? He goes, we want to be able to fly. Fuck it. Bah, there you go, have some wings. And they flew off. And then, like, fish came and said, what do you want? Fucking assholes. He was like, we want to be able to...
version of the story.
We want to be able to swim underwater. And he's like, oh, well, fine. Boof. World's mostly water anyway, so go ahead. And then man came over. Then man came over. He goes, what special gift do you want, you fucking pricks? And man was like, you know what, we're good. We're good. Don't give us any advantage whatsoever. And God said, you know what? Because you've asked for nothing, I will give you the potential to do everything. I'll give you the potential to fly. I will give you the potential to go underwater. I will give you the potential to climb. But you will do it on your own, and I will give you...
And you're going to have to end it there.
No.
No.
That was just the boss dying.
Okay.
I've still got a cutscene.
Yeah.
A pretty good cutscene, but...
Well, that's quite interesting.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, so you can do anything. I've not heard that before, because I used to be Christian. So I was...
We all got around that.
I remember hearing that as well, so I think that might have been something
before.
we heard in school.
Yeah.
I don't think I've heard that before. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's...
I think that's something we heard in school. I'm pretty sure, because I remember that as well. As Matt was saying that, I remember someone saying that to us. So yeah, I think it was an RE teacher at school.
But it's an interesting concept.
I think that was Father Anthony, you know.
It probably
Might have been.
The other guy was...
Rosario.
No, Rebellini.
Rosario.
Sorry, can we take a moment for that name? I am Rosario. I shall preach to you about our Lord and Savior.
I am here to teach you religion.
You may call me Rosario. Not Rosario. Rosario.
That's the kind of name that needs some sort of,
dramatic entry.
after he says his
My name is Rosario.
I am Father Rosario. Oh dear. I have no idea who this guy is, but I love him already.
He doesn't exist.
Damn it!
Hey, it's our school teacher.
Who is upside down?
Yeah, go for it. Go for that.
Okay.
Who's being drained of Magasuchi?
No, she's controlled.
Oh my god, they're not large or small breasts.
Yeah, as I said, she is decently proportioned. She's actually very realistic in her portrayal.
Fair enough.
So, what are you doing in that upside down above a pyramid?
She's controlling a nightmare system, which is his doomsday device.
Oh.
Don't touch it, don't touch it.
I'm gonna touch it.
Duh!
Like,
my feelings have awoken again!
Deactivate it.
yeah, fortunately she floats down safely instead of just falling.
Yeah, fall down on the pointy part of the pillar.
I've turned off Ikara's doomsday device. I found our... there she is, yeah. Everything's good.
Until she gets
And
kidnapped.
everything was right in the world.
Yeah.
And everyone was
She's either going to die or get kidnapped very soon.
Yeah.
Thank you, Demi. I don't know why, but I had a feeling that you'd come and save me.
Now we're alone.
Let me show you my feeling.
Yeah, it's funny. I tell you, I'd be your strength.
Nope.
But I've, in the space of this game, become a weak damsel in distress. So, it's what I would say if it wasn't actually completely wrong. Because
you helped me instead.
there is more to this. Because you are all wrong with what's about to happen.
Right, okay. I have no power whatsoever.
No, she doesn't.
Did you go get drained?
Well, her power is to use the nightmare system. But
Alright.
when I can't take control of my own life. You know, these are the sort of thoughts you'd have before you ended the world.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I really should have thought this plan out.
I was just kind of going along with the whole ending the world thing. But now that it's happened...
I'm actually just a fucking pawn.
Yeah, I'm kind of pissed off about this. Yes, and I assisted in making it happen. Yeah, she did.
You're kind of responsible for killing everyone.
Yeah.
And making you have some awesome back tattoos.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah. Well, it would be good if it didn't look like a sad cat.
Yeah, it does.
I'm going to always picture Grumpy Cat now every time I see the back of Matt's character.
I still don't see it.
Well, she's kind of realised that the big, peaceful, awesome world she wanted is not quite what's been happening.
No, you don't say.
They
no such thing as paradise.
accepting no personal responsibility for the world's problems. That's why I ended the world. Because no one took personal responsibility. With massive irony figures.
The thing is, with these kind of things, when they're like, oh, we're trying to create a paradise, it's going to be better. And I'm like, well, no, because there's never a paradise. Because even if you do finish your plan and create it, there's still be something wrong.
It's like every revolution in history.
Nothing ever makes something
It's the
perfect.
It's a whole balance of the world. Good has to exist if there is, evil has to exist if the evil has to exist if good exists. In a sense.
To be fair,
I'd be more willing to say that humans are more capable of both good and evil.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. It's balance.
Sorry guys, but I'm going to have to step out of the room. Oh, you're going to miss the interesting thing.
My blood is
She's flashing her tits at us.
She started sucking me off. Adam's missing everything, and the bondage angel's back. There's a lesbian makeout scene between the bondage angel and this one.
We're completely pissing over this really deep scene where she's having this deep personal moment.
I know, I'm just ripping on Adam.
But it's not over yet, okay.
I love the pauses in between both of these conversations.
He's waiting for us to read it.
Yeah.
But what is that word?
Yeah, I'm working with you, fucking fool.
Hey, you better not be talking to me.
Oh, Adam's gonna miss it. Shit.
The
Hurry up, Adam!
World is still being recreated.
It's faster, damn it!
She's found her god.
Is it you?
She is the first of them to summon her god.
She will surely teach me the reason of creation.
Ah, that's a very interesting point, which will be delved into later.
So they can summon gods.
Yes, to be contentable for Kagutsuchi, you need a god, or you need to be very, 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 very powerful.
Okay.
It's kind of, you need to go to a god, I want this reason, convince them thus.
Her god has been summoned.
What the fuck?
What did I miss?
Her god's been summoned.
Oh shit! What happened to her face?
Under the art of Ibiti, you're wrong. I am Aredia. I have come from the far reaches of Amaya. Actually, it's Rorschach.
Right.
Rorschach. Rorschach?
Bestow freedom. Ask and you shall be set free.
Again, what?
If you deem yourself right, the light will return to the world, but so will darkness. Pursue the way of creation. Ariada, you yourself are what too.
Ooh.
Do not obey others, do what you believe is right.
Now, but judging
Is
by the
this
tense
the
music...
path that you're doing then?
Nope. But Ariada gave me an upgrade so I can employ more demons. Good on
So this is not the path that you go for?
No.
Because that sounds basically what you wanted to do. You want to restore the world back to where it was.
This is the good ending, if you do her path.
Her path or whatever the fuck that is on her face's path.
So what are you doing then?
I'm doing the most difficult ending to get in the game.
What's that one?
Nothing.
The ending I'm doing.
It's the ending where you basically side with no one and choose your own path.
Yeah. Ah! Stop doing that!
Okay.
I get the feeling she's been now... Is the god being unsummoned?
Nope.
Nope, she's been possessed.
Yeah,
and taken away.
she's fused with her god.
Oh, good.
So that's the god that
all
she
the other
worships.
humans will do this.
All the other parties will at some point bring forth a god. Hey, creepy little kid and creepy old woman. Oh dear, Ariada has entered this world. This can only mean trouble, my little master. Fuck.
Now, who the fuck are those?
You've seen them.
Have I?
I think so.
Have seen him in another form, maybe. Of the old man and the woman.
Be very thankful.
I saw the one in the wheelchair, yeah.
Well, this is the old woman and the little kid.
They're the same though, aren't they? Yeah, they're the same.
My old master has given me permission to tell you something.
I'm guessing timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff.
Yeah, may give you some. The time of creations for this vortex world is near. Oh shit.
Who?
Yep. All the powers. Well,
They're
they
going
haven't.
to start clashing.
Yeah, they're gonna start going for each other's throats soon.
Well, kind of reasonable. I mean, it's been fucking around for too long. There's a reason.
I'm a demon, so I'm not allowed to have a reason.
What?
I can only humans can have reasons.
But
Well,
you're
I thought
not.
you- I thought you
I
were
thought you were
human.
half human.
I am half human, but the demon part of me is saying "fuck you."
No.
So basically, you're kind of going for the hardest way,
Oh,
which will probably be your own
so
reason,
you'll
so
have
you're
to.
breaking free.
So does that mean you'll have to give if you're gonna control the new world or what the new world is? You'll have to give up that demon part of yourself.
In a sense, possibly.
We'll find out eventually.
Well, unless he kind of breaks demon law, which it's mad.
I don't know.
Yep.
I'd actually give it to the game. This is really in depth with.
Yeah, I mean, like once you're in,
It's very.
facts
It
and
seems
stuff.
definitely seems very good at having opposing philosophies and having
it would have been
ways
better
of
as
thinking
you-
that are fleshed out.
On what you said, Matt, probably would have been better if there was actually some kind of difference to
Yeah.
it rather than just the ending.
Yeah. Anyway, the video is starting to repeat, so
See you next time, guys.
Alright, see you guys.
bye.
I don't know why I just saluted.
Neither do I.